Now on CoastTV News.
Humpback heartbreak. The update on the beached whale found near Bethany Beach on Thursday, and the efforts now underway by the Mare Institute. Plus, down it goes. The beloved pecan tree in Milton, why it was torn down, and the surprise crews discovered as it fell.
We have another unseasonably warm day on our hands. Temperatures are going to be soaring into the 60s ahead of a few showers this evening, but a better chance of rain Saturday, which could lead to some heavy rain. The latest rainfall totals are coming up.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. Today is Friday, January 9th. I'm Grace Eckerly and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. Our top story this morning is an update on a story that we first told you about on Thursday. A dead whale spotted off the coast of Bethany Beach that morning has been identified as a juvenile male humpback whale. You can see him here on your screen now. The whale washed ashore near Ocean Ridge Drive, north of Bethany's downtown, but south of Matt's Fish Camp. The Mare Institute says it does not currently have enough information to determine his cause of death at the time. Mare now attempting to coordinate with Denrec to move the whale out of the water and onto the beach so they can perform a post-mortem necropsy and conduct so. Now, Delaware is no stranger to these unfortunate occurrences. You may remember a 30-foot, 14-ton humpback whale washing ashore at Conquest Road at Delaware Seashore State Park last year. This video was seen in March of 2025, and according to the Mare Institute, the young female was later buried, as it can help the ecosystem by allowing other organisms to feed on it. And soon after, in April 2025, a dead whale was found at the Indian River Bay. According to the Mare Institute, the 35-foot humpback whale was already decomposing when it was found. These photos showing crews preparing to tow the whale to perform a study. Now taking a live look into Rehoboth Beach. This is a view from the Boardwalk Plaza right now, and it looks a little white and overcast today. But Chris, we woke up to some nicer temperatures.
Good morning, Grace. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it can't beat this for Friday, right? The mild air continues across the peninsula. A little breezy there in Ocean View. We're at 49 with the wind coming in out of the southeast, but we're at 52. Georgetown, 52 Salisbury, 51 there in Long Neck, 52 Milton, and we're at 49 in Milford. Now we have high clouds that are continuing to flow in from the west. That's ahead of this moisture. You can see rain extending from western Pennsylvania through Ohio down through Kentucky. This is all ahead of a warm front that's going to be pushing through the area later on tonight. Now highs today are going to generally be in the upper 50s, especially along the coast, to the lower 60s inland as we see mostly cloudy skies through the afternoon. Now we have a few showers that are going to be rolling in this evening. The primary rain that we're expecting is tomorrow morning, late in the morning through the day, and that rain will be heavy at times, still on the mild side, but that's going to be changing as we roll into Sunday. We are looking at colder conditions to start next week, and a pattern change may be coming to our weather late next week. We'll talk more about that in my full 7-day forecast here in minutes.
Thank you, Chris. Today in Rehoboth Beach, the committee looking at regulations for artificial turf. That is, for the turf taking place of natural grass lawns. The city's building and licensing department has drafted an artificial turf ordinance and is asking the Environmental Advisory Committee to review it. This comes as some property owners are opting for artificial turf as opposed to maintaining natural grass lawns. Recommendations to the city's administrator are expected in March. Down it goes. A decades-old southern pecan tree in Milton has been torn down. This is at Route 16 and Union Street. The tree was torn down to make way for the new Royal Farms. The man who cut down the tree said it's actually not as old as people had originally thought.
We had some slow years right here. We had some rapid growth in here, rapid growth out here. So 20 inches. It's tickling between 80 and 100 years old.
According to Simpson, the wood from the tree will not be going to waste, but will rather be used for furniture and more. Now, the tree was the subject of protests, people in Milton gathering weeks ago to try and save the tree. Denrec says the tree was the tallest southern pecan in our state. And new today, a potential change to Delaware's Fairness in Girls Sports Act. Senate Bill 215 was introduced on Thursday that would require schools to designate their athletic teams as either girls or boys. This builds on the act that requires athletes to play for teams that correspond to their biological sex. The bill is now getting reviewed in the Senate's Education Committee. And the FBI confirming a shooting in Portland, Oregon, involving Customs and Border Patrol that injured 2 civilians during an immigration operation. That as protests are continuing in Minneapolis and cities across the country after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman Wednesday. NBC's Alice Barr showing us how state and local leaders in Minnesota say they're being shut out of the investigation into the shooting, which the Trump administration has said was justified.
This morning, another American city roiled by a shooting during an immigration operation, this time in Portland, Oregon, where a Border Patrol agent shot and injured 2 people during a targeted traffic stop. A Department of Homeland Security spokesperson says the car's passenger was an undocumented immigrant from Venezuela involved in a recent Portland shooting, and that they and the driver are both accused of ties to the Tren de Aragua gang. DHS says when Border Patrol agents identified themselves, the driver tried to run them over, and an agent fired defensive shots. The car fled, then called for help.
Our officers responded. We found a male and a female with apparent gunshot wounds. The patients were transported to local hospital, and their conditions at this time are unknown.
We're calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place.
That amid growing protests nationwide over the fatal shooting of 37-year-old Renee Good by an ICE officer in Minneapolis. Investigators say Good, a U.S. citizen and mother of 3, was blocking the road with her car. Video shows officers approach, one stepping in front of the vehicle, and when the driver pulls forward and turns right, an officer fires multiple rounds, killing her. Vice President J.D. Vance defending the officer's actions.
You have a woman who was trying to obstruct a legitimate law enforcement operation. I can believe that her death is a tragedy, while also recognizing that it's a tragedy of her own making.
State and local officials sharply refute the administration's narrative and are outraged that state law enforcement was shut out of the FBI's investigation. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Coming up on Coast TV News Midday, from the arcade to the ocean, there's a little adventure waiting for everyone this weekend. Up next, your cool things to do.
And the clouds are rolling in, but the mild temperatures are as well. We're going to see rain for the start of the weekend. Won't be a complete washout of a weekend, but we are going to see some heavier rain into the day on Saturday. Congratulations to Patty Donovan, Dover, Delaware, on winning an umbrella from Coast TV. Your full 7-day forecast is just minutes away.
Officials are looking at putting data centers in Harrington. This week, an informational workshop was held to learn what data centers are and what they would require. One potential site for a data center is the former Harrington Logistics Building, which closed in 2025. Supporters say a data center could boost the local economy, while critics warn it could strain infrastructure and raise utility costs.
I do think that Harrington's a really good growing area in a great part of the state, and I do think that a data center would be beneficial in this area.
Anything with a data center, they're concerned about the electric pool, also the water, that the consumption that it uses, and I think these are some of the concerns that the council has because we do have an older water system.
While no formal proposals have been submitted, the city would first need to amend the ordinance to allow data centers as a conditional use in manufacturing zones. City officials say the next council meeting is scheduled for January 20th, though it's not clear if this topic will be on the agenda. And coming up next, taking a look at the Chris Cam, I spy with my little eye a little Eagles jersey on the back of his chair. He's got your full weekend forecast. And I see Matt Pensick after the break.
We had some sunshine to start this Friday morning, but the clouds are rolling in ahead of some moisture that will develop this evening, but the primary rain will be on Saturday. We're at 47 degrees right now in Rehoboth, 52 Millsboro, 51 in Seaford, and we are at 52 in Salisbury at this hour. You can see winds are out of the south-southeast, a little breezy at the beaches, anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour. Winds are relatively light further inland you go, but you can see the high clouds streaming in from the west. Showers showers still back off across portions of West Virginia. Very light moisture. Most of this is in fact going to weaken as it pushes eastward, but a stray shower or two will be rolling in through the evening. Area of low pressure up across the upper Great Lakes region. That's going to continue swinging to the northeast, and there's more moisture back off to the southeast. That's going to be pushing through tomorrow. Highs today, upper 50s to right around the low 60s. We'll see a few of those showers work in early this evening. Not going to be raining all night. As you'll see here on Futurecast, the showers roll in very light through this evening, and then we're mainly dry overnight. Some fog perhaps developing. Then that next wave of moisture rolls in late tomorrow morning through the afternoon, and that will be heavy at times through the day tomorrow as those periods of rain move over. Then as we go into tomorrow evening, you can see the temperature surging into the 60s ahead of the cold front, so it's going to be a rather mild, damp evening tomorrow after that initial wave of rain, and then we see another batch of showers roll through. That's ahead of the cold front. That's early Sunday morning, and then by daybreak Sunday, most of that moisture is off the coast, and it turns much blustery throughout the day on Sunday. Rainfall totals on the order of a half an inch to as much as an inch and a quarter once all is said and done early Sunday morning. The winds are going to be picking up out of the southwest tomorrow afternoon into the evening, gusting to 30 miles an hour, and then they really begin to pick up out of the northwest Sunday afternoon through Sunday evening, gusting to 30 to 40 miles an hour. Now, as we go into January 16th through the 22nd, the pattern is going to be changing. We're going to transition to a more typical winter weather pattern as more colder air pushes to the east, and that may lead to more storm opportunities across the east. Watching the system late next week for the potential of some coastal development there. Still a week out. A lot of things are going to change, but the bottom line is we're going to transition into a more stormy weather pattern as we go into late next week through the end of the month. 64, increasing clouds, mild with that evening shower. Spotty shower early. Most of the overnight is dry with some patchy fog, 47, and then watching for those periods of rain, especially late tomorrow morning through the afternoon. That rain will be heavy at times, turns breezy, and that rain will continue into the evening as the cold front pushes through. 50 by Sunday. Winds will pick up, especially Sunday night. We clear out just in time for the start of the new week, but look at the cold air returning. 42 by Monday. Grace.
Chris, 42. Coming up tonight on DSN at 8:30 p.m. Y-High taking on Chickatee boys basketball, then catch that final score at 10:30 p.m. And here's what you can watch today only on GSN Plus at 4 p.m. It's War on the Shore. You may be wondering, what is War on the Shore? Well, I'll tell you, it is Maryland's largest high school wrestling event. More than 40 teams will compete across 12 mats at the Roland D. Powell Convention Center in Ocean City today and tomorrow. Fans can jump between all 12 mats in real time and catch full replays on demand, all on DSN Plus. For subscription info, head to delmarvasportsnetwork.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Now here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Hope you're having a good Friday so far here along coastal Delmarva. And if you join us for Coast Life at 4 o'clock, here's what's coming your way. Maybe you're making those Valentine's Day plans and you've got a wine and art lover in your household. Well, the Art League of Ocean City has the perfect event for you. Also, our pet of the week is coming your way. Look at this sweet face. 3 legs. His name is Bo, and he could be the perfect pup for you. We're also going to be discussing upcoming Martin Luther King Day celebration. All of that and more is coming your way today at 4 on Coast Life.
This weekend, fun is the name of the game. Hit the arcade, spot some seals, or go play some bingo. Christina Dearbertis has your cool things to do.
If your New Year's resolution is to have more fun in 2026, this is a great weekend for you. Let's begin at Zelke's Beach Arcade in Rehoboth. They're hosting a play-a-thon starting at 10 a.m. on Saturday. It's all games, prizes, and giveaways. And let's be honest, no one is too old for skee-ball. Or if you're more into coastal wildlife, you can grab a jacket and head out with Cape Water Tours. Seal season is here, and the Mare Institute will be on board to tell you all about these cute little creatures. That's at 9 a.m. on Saturday. Over at Cape Henlopen State Park, you've got options. Saturday at 11, there's Art in the Park, a chance to walk the trails and sketch the natural world. Or if your weekend plans include a wagging tail, Sunday's Pack Walk at Gordon's Pond is a great excuse to get outside. All breeds are welcome, leashes are required, and the walk gets moving right at 11 a.m. And Saturday night in Millsboro, it's time for Designer Bag Bingo. The event starts at 5:30 at the Indian River Fire Hall. Proceeds support the Millsboro Bagel Bombers. That's a travel baseball team. For all the details, you can head over to CoastTV.com and click on Cool Things to Do.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore is proposing decoupling the state's vaccination guidance from the federal government. The VAX Act would authorize Maryland's Department of Health Security to issue official recommendations for immunizations as well as screening and disease prevention measures in the state. This comes after the CDC decreased the number of recommended routine vaccinations from 18 to 11 this week.
We have cloudy skies in Lewis as the above normal temperatures continue. We're at 52 degrees. We'll top out in the mid 50s along the coast under those mostly cloudy skies, watching for a shower or two later on this evening. You call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone for your latest forecast, and I'll have your 10-day coming up next. Well, unfortunately, it's bad timing with the rain. Expecting periods of rain Saturday, especially late in the morning through the day, and then another round in the evening. Expecting up to an inch across the whole peninsula, and then that rain will exit early Sunday morning, turns blustery into the day on Sunday. 50 degrees, that high may come at midnight as we spend most of the day in the 40s. We have a high of 42 into Monday, mostly sunny skies, and then we're looking at a pattern change late next week, colder and potentially more stormy as we go into the end of next week. Grace.
Chris, I know that snow has you excited. Well, thank you for joining us here on Coast TV News Midday. If you like more local news or local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. And don't forget to join us back here for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Until then, have a great Friday.